Hey everyone, Jason here, aspiring entrepreneur, and in this video you're going to learn how to outsource work effectively by creating a basic team wiki for free so that you can quickly and easily offload all of those projects and tasks that you don't want to do to a virtual assistant. And this is actually the exact same 7-step process that we went through for our digital marketing agency to quickly automate a lot of the client work that we were doing, with of course out-sacrificing the quality of work so that we could spend more time bringing in new clients and customers. And when you stick around to the end, I'll be sharing a little outsourcing hack with you to really supercharge this process and cut the time it takes to put together your team wiki in half. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, if you're not quite sure about this whole outsourcing thing, or you're looking for a really in-depth tutorial on exactly how to go through the process of hiring, then I have playlists and videos in the description for you on exactly how to do just that. There's a playlist on how to decide what tasks to outsource, as well as a complete playlist and case study of how to hire on Upwork. So the first step of this process is to outline your entire process. In this particular video, I'm going to be going through the example of content creation for this YouTube channel. So what we did is we started and we looked at, hey, what is everything involved in bringing a video idea to being a video actually on YouTube. And so what I really like using is Google Drawings. You can also just do this on a notepad, and you just want a graphical representation of the entire process of whatever you're looking to outsource pieces of. And this is really helpful because you can figure out which parts are going to be easiest to outsource, and it will help not only yourself, but it will help any freelancer that you hire or other people on your team really understand the entire process and to make sure everyone's on the same page. Now, in this particular example, I chose to focus on outsourcing the promotion part. And so we'll just keep going with this example throughout the video. You can fill in the blank for whatever process you're looking to outsource. And so I opened up a Google Doc. I'll get to why that's so important in some later steps. And then I just wrote out, okay, what are all the steps that are required to essentially publish and promote a video? And if you're having a little bit of trouble with this, you can go ahead and do the peanut butter and jelly exercise. Now, this is where you essentially just write out the steps. If you were to describe someone who for some reason had never made a sandwich, all of the steps that they would need to take to make the sandwich, and that will kind of help get you in the mindset of step by step by step. I know it's a silly example, but it really helps, jumpstart that part of your brain. And step number 3 is to list out all of the resources, the tools, and the access that the virtual assistant is going to need to be successful with this. So you want to have all of those listed out and then include a quick direction, say, hey, I'm sharing it via LastPass, or I'll share it via email, so the assistant knows where they can get access to those tools that are needed. And then number 4 is really where the rubber meets the road, and we're a couple steps away from actually building that site and wiki. So what you want to do now is get detailed, and there's 2 ways you can get detailed. You can either decide to do a screen capture, like using Camtasia, or you can just go back to that outline that you did in step number 2 and get as detailed as you think you need to be to have someone else successfully do this. So if you're doing Camtasia, a quick tip here is that it doesn't have to be perfect. We have had some tutorials that lasted over 2 hours, and that was because, we were just fumbling through the process. We didn't really know how to explain it. And if you feel like you're not good at explaining things, all you need to do is turn on the screen recorder and just talk about what you're doing. It doesn't have to be polished. It doesn't have to be perfect. This really is a video that should be done in one take. Remember, the freelancer or virtual assistant, they aren't judging you based upon, how graphically beautiful the video is. They don't care. They're just watching to understand what they need to do to be successful, to make you happy, and get paid. So don't worry at all about trying to have this super polished video. The virtual assistant can always go back and watch the video, as jumbled as it may or may not be. Now, if you decide you don't want to record a video, or you don't think the task or project is big enough to warrant taking the time to record a video, you can stick around for the bonus tip that will help you with this, or you can go ahead and go through the writing process. And one of the great things you can do with the writing is include screenshots. So we use something called Sketch for Mac. Windows has a built-in screenshot application, but essentially include some screenshots, type some notes here or there so that it's really clear what you need them to do, and include that in the Word document. And once you've done all that hard work, you're ready to create your actual wiki. So what we're going to use to do this is something called Google Sites. And the reason why Google Sites is so powerful is, number 1, you can put up a web page in less than 5 minutes. And it's a great place to store all of the information in one place, and you can add videos to it, and you can always improve and add more information in the future as the process grows or as your team grows. So this is just a quick example of what the finished product looks like for us. You can see it's a very, very basic page, but it shows the tutorials. It has links to that Word document that we've been working on, and it has multiple videos documenting each part of the process. And when we have a new screenshot or something changes, instead of re-recording all of the video or going and completely redoing the process, sometimes I'll just take a quick screenshot and add that as something else that the virtual assistant needs to look at during the process. Finally, you're ready to share it with the virtual assistant to see if they have any questions about the process. So what's nice is you have the central hub, and via Google Sites, you're actually able to easily add and remove users from the site. So if someone leaves or you bring on a new person, all you have to do is add them to the site, as opposed to going through the arduous task of figuring out who had access to what document or what folder inside of Google Drive or Dropbox. And so what's also really nice about this is you can give them temporary access to provide comments on that Word document, and you want them to ask all their questions inside of that Google Doc. And what this allows you to do is refine the process that you have, because if this virtual assistant has questions, chances are if you hire someone else in the future, they may have the same question. And now you have all of the questions in a central place, and it's really easy to answer the questions and update your outline that you made in step 2 to reflect all of the answers. Now for that bonus tip. Chances are you might be looking at this and go, wow, it would take a long time to make all those tutorials. Well, you're in luck, because there's a giant website that has a ton of free tutorials. And this is actually something that we've done in the past, is we will just go over to YouTube, we will search for a video or a playlist of videos that explains how to do a particular process. You know, on my channel, I have an entire playlist on how to set up and create Instagram content. When we brought on a new Instagram client and we had a new virtual assistant the same month, all we had them do was watch the playlist that is freely available on YouTube. I mean, you can watch the playlist, and it was comprehensive enough where they could go and do the task. And so all you need to do is look for videos that describe what you want the virtual assistant to do, and you can embed that video on your team wiki and say, hey, watch this video, and then go ahead and do what it says in the video. And that's another great way to really be effective with your outsourcing, because now you're not spending all of that time making a custom tutorial. You're finding one that fits what you want to do or close enough, and giving the virtual assistant that video, and now you don't have to record a tutorial. So I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button and then subscribe, because over on my channel, I'm documenting the entire process on what it takes to build an online business from scratch. And of course, effectively outsourcing is just one small piece of the bigger picture of building your business and sales funnel and generating leads online. So go ahead, comment below if you have any questions, hit that like button, subscribe, and keep building the business you love. Take care.